You don't want to do a sub.
Well, yeah, something about that scale would be a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
AFV makes awesome submarines in
Yeah, never-
1/350th scale.
Who made it?
AFV, yeah, AFV Club actually
Yeah.
is the company name. So
The big armor guys.
yeah,
ICM's coming out with German submarines in 144th, but they're earlier boats. So they're just a little bit bigger than that in 144th.
144.
well, about
Trumpeter
double the
does
size.
a Type 9 German submarine, 148th, about the size of
Whoa.
that table.
Oh shit! Okay.
And it's got a full interior. One half the sub is clear.
Okay,
You've
I
got
was
that
gonna
halfway
say,
done
yeah.
now? You've got that halfway done because you bought two?
No, I only bought one, and I'm sad to say I bought it when it first came out, which was like 15 years ago, and I haven't touched it.
Yeah, I was
The thing I hate is they made the starboard side clear, and there's more interesting stuff on the starboard side than there is on the port side.
It could be, could be. When they repop it, they'll do the starboard side there.
All right. So this is my 1/350th scale AFV Club Gato class submarine. I modeled it to represent the USS Silversides, SS-236, in the early summer of 1942. It's fitted like it came out of the shipyard. Doesn't have any of the modifications that the Gato class submarines started getting in late 1942 and on through the war. And then, of course, all the modernization changes that happened after the war as they continued to stay in service. The AFV Club submarine kits go together really nice. They fit well, all the parts, you don't have to do a lot of modification to get it to go together. They have some photo etch that in this case wasn't really great. I wound up using some railing that I had from another PE set, because the railing just didn't represent at all to the actual railing that was used on the submarines. This boat, Silversides, in its first fit, had a 4-inch deck gun and water-cooled 50 on the gun deck in the conning tower. They were outfitted with a 5-inch in later refits and either a Modus 50 or they also got some 20 millimeters later in the war. Silversides was the number 5 submarine in World War II U.S. submarine, and was only, it had came off the ways at the shipyard with the Wahoo and Trigger.
That's early.
So yes, yeah, the early production. So later production, they cut down the front of the conning tower. Right now, it's you can see it's enclosed, and it's got some windows in there, window ports, and they cut down the housing around the periscopes and radio antenna even more. So they were pretty slimmed down. But I did a good job of making the railing look like hammered horse shit, but that's what happens when your hand shakes so much you just can't get it.
It's just PE. It's just working.
She went to
Yeah.
war in this overall black color?
The submarines were overall black at in the early 42. They were trying some other finishes, different grays, different blues, prior to the war, just prior to the war. And in their testing, they found that they were much more readily seen from the air than if they went with the overall black. A little bit later in 42, they went to a different color scheme and went to a gray and then a blue-gray with a different color lower hull, and that's the way they finished the war. So, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.